Hello guys, welcome to the Power BI series. So in this video we are going to see like how the text functions work in DAX. Okay, let me start fetching the data from Excel. So I'll fetch a data which is having some examples of text functions. Samples text functions file. So there are only three records and four columns. So let me show you. So we are applying all the text functions which are present in DAX. So let me click on, I guess you can see the clean data. So let me directly load that data into our Power BI desktop. So let me show you, these are the text functions. So you can use concatenate, you can use combine values, exact to find, format, left, lower, upper, right, substitute, trim, unichar, unicode, and so many functions are there in text functions. So we are using some of these now. So let us load that sheet one. Yeah, now it is loaded. You can see these are the columns, a very simple data model. You can see it. Uh, yeah. So now my requirement is, now you need to think about the requirement. When it comes to DAX, you need to think on the requirement. You need to think at the scenario. Suppose if I ask you, like, I want this first name to be converted into the uppercase. Now, the simplest answer would be I can do that in Power Query. Definitely in Power Query, you have some of the text functions. So these are all text functions which we have seen now can all be done in Power Query with few clicks. But if you want to do in Power BI data modeling in DAX, then you can apply in DAX also. You can do in DAX also. So for that, there are very simple functions. Suppose I want to convert this into uppercase. So I'll take a new column. So I'll get a new column and the function, I'll just give a new column name as upper, and I'll give a function name called upper. So just press a tab. I'll just increase the font size. Yeah, now it is asking me for the text. So which column do you want to make it uppercase? I want to make it the first name table. So first name column from sheet 1 table. So let me select this and close the bracket and execute. So now you can see that your first name will be converted to the uppercase. Similarly, you can convert to the uppercase for your last name also. Now let me create a new column and I want to apply the lowercase. The function is very simple, like similar to upper. Instead of upper, just we are using lower and specify the column name, that is your table name and your column name. Let me click on enter. So your first name will convert to your lowercase. You can apply for the last name also. So now you can see this column like a self-employed code. Here you have TCS salesperson 123, Wipro finance person 245, Infosys data engineering 456. So we can easily say that okay, these are your codes, these are your company, these are your department. Now I want to split this. If this would be in the Power Query, we would have done in few clicks by just clicking on the splitting column by delimiter hyphen, you would get 3 columns. But I want to do that in a DAX. So just you take a new column and you have a function called left. So let me write a column name as left and use a left function. So you can see what left function is asking. It is asking me for the text, which column you want to apply this. Okay, I want to apply for the column called employee code. Okay, then put a comma. It is asking you for number of characters. How many number of characters you want? So I want only 3 characters from the beginning, like 1, 2, 3. Let me close this and press enter. So now you can see that TCS, Wipro and Infosys, whatever, that is outside. Now you feel like I want the like middle one, like mid one, like a department. So that is nothing but a department. Okay, take a new column. Take a new column. Then you have a function called mid. So the function name itself is a mid. Now it is asking you for the text. It is taking 3 parameters, guys. Text, comma, starting position, comma, number of characters. So I want to have a mid from the column employee code. The table is sheet 1 employee code. Once I put a comma, you can see it will ask you the starting position. So if you see TCS are the 3 characters, hyphen is the 4th characters, 5th characters is your department. So let me click on 5th comma. It is asking you how many characters you want from that. I want 3 characters. So let me click OK and press enter. So you can see that you get your department. Now you will be surprised to see that your DE hyphen, because we are getting 3 characters. So here we got an hyphen. So we need to remove that hyphen. We will do that later on. Now let me concatenate. So now let me show how concatenate function works. Now I want to concatenate between first name and last name. So let me take a new column and I'll say concatenate function works similar to any programming language. You take Python or any other programming language, there also we use concat. So concatenate. So what does concatenate do? It will add two strings. So I want to add the column first name. Okay, take a first name, put a comma. I want to add with the last name. So take a last name, column name, and then you close a bracket and click on enter. So you can see that your first name and last name are being concatenated. But you can see carefully here, you did not get any space in between. Like Sachin Tendulkar, there is no space. I wanted a space. So how to get that space? So what you can do here to get a space here, a simplest thing is, so this concatenate takes only 2 parameters. So you can just take a space here inside this, and you close this and you take a concatenate function once again. Now you got a space after this Sachin. Now you take a concatenate, concatenate, okay, equal to, I'll use a same function, concatenate function. I'll be taking the concat now, concat column name, because we have a space in this. I'll take a comma, then I'll take a last name, and then close a bracket and press enter. Now this already consisted a space, so that's why I am getting a space here. I hope you understood this. Now let me go to the next function. Let me proceed further. Now if I want to see like how many characters do this employee code have, but I can do that by using a length function, that is len. It is asking you a simple only 1 parameter, that is text. So it should be a text. So if I write, I want to see how many characters or how many lengths are there inside this. Let me close this bracket and press enter. You can see the length function. You can see it. Yeah, so it has 11 characters, it has 10 characters, including the spaces, including the hyphen and everything. Now many times when you're working, there are like unwanted spaces. So there might be the unwanted spaces. Now you cannot see here, but when you are typing a data or when you get the data from the source, we may get the data like not so structured. There will be a spaces before the letter or after the letter. So to avoid that spaces, we have to trim the data. If you are in the Power Query, you can do that. You can do everything in Power Query with few clicks. But if you are working on a huge amount of data, so every time going back to the Power Query, doing a transformation, and again coming back to Power BI desktop becomes a tedious process. It takes a lot of time to do that. So you can do the transformation here itself by using DAX. It is very simple. With only one line of code, you can do it. So now there is a space. We can see in this concat, we have intentionally taken a space. Now I want to remove that space. So I'll just apply or get a new column and I'll say trim. So it is very simple. I don't know how trim works. Let me try. So yeah, I got trim function. So let me take a tab here. It is asking me for the text, and you can read out what does this trim function do. It removes all the spaces from the text string except for a single spaces between the words. So between the words, it will not remove the space, but before the words and after the words, it will definitely remove. So on which column you want to perform? I know that there is a space after the first name. So let me write concat. I'll take this concat and click on enter. That is not visible actually. You can see it is not visible. But if you do concat or if you do any other operation on this, you may notice that there is no space in this. I hope you understood how trim works. Now there is one more function. Let me show you what I'm telling you about. So I talked about concat, I talked about left, I talked about len, I talked about lower, mid, I talked about right, I talked about trim, I talked about upper. So let us do about exact and find also. Okay. So if you want to use exact, so what does exact do? So exact compares two text string and returns true if they are exactly same, or it returns false if they are not same. Now, if you see, I have first name column here. I have a concat column here. Now, if I say or if I use a exact function to check whether are these two same, okay. If it is same, it will show you true. If it is not same or it is not exact, it will show you false. Let me take a new column and let me use exact. So I'm just using a name as a function name. Actually, this is not recommended. So you can use your appropriate column names, but for simple practice, I'm using this. Now I want to use an exact function. Then it is asking me for choose the two text or the two columns which has text. Okay, I will take the first name from sheet 1. Second, I'll take a second text which is let us take an example of lower. Okay, lower column name, and let me close. I know that these not are exactly same. You can see, yeah, you got false, 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 because here you have capital S and here you have small s. So definitely does that are not same. If I remove this and if I edit it to, I want to check on this function like on concat column. So can I take concat? Yeah, you can take concat. Then you press enter. You may also get false, false, false. Now think on why we got false. So you can see here in the concat column, you have a space which we have intentionally left. So because of this space, you can see that this name and this name are not showing exact. But we have used trim. Can you see that we have used trim on this concat column? Now there is no spaces in this. For exact, let me check. I'll not take concat column. I'll take a trim column now. Now you can see the output. You will get true, 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 because this first name column and this trim column are exactly same. This is how the exact column works. Yeah. Now we have the find function also. Let us see how find function works in the DAX. Let me show you. This is a find function. Let me open it. So it is accepting four parameters: parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter 3, parameter 4. what is the first parameter? It is asking you to find the text you want to find. So whatever it may be, if you want to find the text, you use the double quotes to match the first characters within the text. I'll show you how to use it. And second is on which text you want to perform this find. Suppose I want to perform this on the first name column or the second name column. And then it is asking you like a number value. It is optional. I'll tell you what do you mean by optional. So the character at which to start the search, if omitted, the start will be 1. The first characters within the text is characteristic number 1. Okay. Not found value. It is optional, but it is strongly recommended. The value should be returned when the operation does not find the matching substring. It should be typically 0 or -1 or blank. If not specified, an error is returned. Don't worry guys if you are not getting. I'll explain you in detail. It is very simple. So why we use find function or when to use a find function. Suppose I have a huge data with me and I want to check whether I have a or we have a I letter in this first name or not. It not be the use case actually. When you are working on a real time, it can be not finding I, it can be finding any other name. Suppose if you have a column name, if you have a column name like this, suppose it has some product, then it has some subcategory, then it has some color. Okay, color like this. Now the data is so huge, you imagine that you have lakhs of records. Now I want to find out whether in the products electronics, suppose I have a products like electronics and I have mic, color is black like this. I want to check whether I have a mic in this or not, yes or no. If it is mic, show me some value. If it is not mic, show me some value. The next can be electronics and I'm selling phones. Next can be your clothing and it can be your jeans. So it can be blue color and so on. So you can just imagine if you have 50,000 1 lakh rows, finding something from this text becomes very difficult. You cannot find that value. So with this find function, it can be very easy. So let me take a new column. I'll show you how this find function works. Find, and let me use find function. Now you can see that it is asking me which text you want to check. Now I want to check about I, whether do we have I in this old column. So put that in a double quotes, I. So how did I get that? So come to the documentation guys. So here you can see, use the double quotes. That's why I have taken double quotes. Then put a comma. Yeah, I have done with this find text. Second is within text. On which column you want to perform? I have to specify the column name. Hey, I want to do this search I in this column. What is that column name? That is first name. Okay. On the first name column, put a comma. So where you want to start? I want to start searching from first one only. If you have like this, and if I want to search some of the subcategory, then I would say that okay, don't search this all, directly search from this letter. So in that case it would be, suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is 11. Okay, this is 11, hyphen is 11, and this is 12. Then I would say that okay, start from 12 and tell me whether you have a mic or not, or start with 11 and search for mic. Simple example. Okay, I want to search with 1 comma, then it is asking me, okay, if I is not found, what do you want? Okay, if I is not found, give me 0. Okay, give me 0. Let me run this and see. Yeah, you can see, beautiful. I got 0. There is no I in this. Yay, I can see that. Now I have I, VRAT. I is at the second letter. I am getting a position. Oh, I is at the second position. And I at the Sachin is at the fifth position. You can see at the fifth position. Now there is no I in this, so it is getting 0. So can I change that? Yeah, you can change. You can take any value. You can take -1 if I is not specified. If I is not found, get -1. Yeah. So what they are saying in the documentation, if you remove this and if you run, it will get an error. So you will get an error. You can see you will get complete error because they don't know what should it return if you don't have high. So or you can do just use a blank. Just use a blank function and press enter. It will return nothing. It will return blank. You can see it. But this blank doesn't look good. Instead of blank, you can put a 0 or -1. Yeah. So this is how the find function works. So these are few of the useful functions in the text functions. Text functions. So you can use replace, a very simple. If you want to replace something, you can give that old text name, starting number, number of characters you want, and a new text. You can easily understand, you can easily replace. So these are the few of the important functions what I feel that should be covered in the text functions, DAX text functions. I hope you enjoyed this session, guys, enjoyed this video. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. Please share it with your friends, like the video, press the bell icon, and help us grow. Keep learning. Thank you.